Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today's lesson is types of fraction. So let's start. So there are how many types of fractions? There are basically three types of fractions, right? What are the names of those three types of fractions? First one is proper fraction, second one is improper fraction, and third one is a mixed fraction. Okay, now what is a proper fraction? So in a proper fraction, the numerator value is always smaller than the denominator value, right? What does it mean? It means the number at the top is called your numerator, should always be smaller than number at the bottom, right, which is your denominator. So for example, 3 over 7. So you can see here 3 is a smaller number, right? So the smaller number is written at the top and 7 is a bigger number. So collectively this is giving you a proper fraction, right? So that's why this is right. Okay, let's take another example. This is 12 over 5. Now if you see, 12 is a bigger number. 12 is bigger than 5. So this fraction is not a proper fraction, right? So this is not a proper fraction. So in short, a proper fraction is a fraction in which numerator value, this is your numerator value should always be smaller than your denominator value, right? Okay, next, improper fraction. So improper fraction is a fraction in which your number at the top, which is your numerator value, numerator is always greater or bigger than your denominator, right? So number at the top always bigger than the number at the bottom. So this is 10 over 9. Yes, 10 is bigger, 9 is smaller. So yes, this is your improper fraction, right? So this is 20 over 80. Now see, 20 is a smaller number. 20 is smaller than 80. So this cannot be an improper fraction, right? This is your proper fraction. Got it? Okay, moving on to the third type of a fraction, which is a mixed fraction. Now a mixed fraction is a fraction in which you are having a normal fraction, which is the numerator thing and the denominator thing, but besides that there should always be a separate number, which we named it as a whole number, right? So a whole number is placed besides a fraction. Now see, this thing is giving us a normal fraction, the numerator part, numerator thingy and the denominator thingy, right? So this is making a fraction, but besides that we are having an additional number. We write it on the left side of this fraction and we named it as a whole number. So whenever you see such kind of a thing in which there is an additional number, just close your eyes and name it as a mixed fraction. Okay, so here are a few examples of a mixed fraction. Now this is your normal fraction, 3 over 4. This is 20 over 15, but besides that we are having a third number which is written on the left side. So this is making this whole thing as a mixed fraction, right? And this is how we are going to pronounce it: 2 whole 3 over 4, and this is 10 whole 20 over 15. Okay, now one more thing, if you compare both of these two fractions, you see here in your first question this is giving you a 3 over 4, the fractional part, which is in this case 3 is smaller and 4 is bigger. So this is making a proper, if we just focusing on the fractional part, forget about the whole number. And this is giving us an improper because numerator is bigger, right? So in such case, whenever you are having a whole number, a third number with it, you need not to bother about whether your fractional part is the proper one or improper one. Just forget about it. If you see a third number, just named it as a whole number, right? There is no need to pay attention on the fractional values, numerator and denominator. I hope you got the concept. Okay, next. Okay, here we have a certain activity. So we have two questions here. We have to separate the numerator value and the denominator value. So I suggest you to pause a video and solve it by yourself. Once you are done, come back and resume it. So this is a fraction 4 over 5. Remember the number at the top, we named it as what? so you should know this thing. So this is giving us a 4 over 5. So what is the numerator value in this part? So numerator is always the value number at the top. So 4 is our numerator value and 5 is our value at the bottom. We named it as a denominator, right? Similarly, in this case, the numerator value is 7 and the denominator value is 3, right? So the number at the top, this is your numerator, and the number at the bottom, this is your denominator. You need not to bother about which value is bigger or smaller. They are just asking us to find out the numerators and denominators, right? Okay, now in the second activity they have already given us the numerator values and denominators, and we have to make a fraction. So remember, in a fraction what we have two values, one value at the top, one value at the bottom. So value at the top is our numerator, which is 8. So write 8 here, and the value at the bottom is denominator, and denominator here is 5. So the fraction we are having over here is 8 over 5. So in the second case it is 10 is our numerator, the top value, and the bottom value is denominator, which is 13. So the fraction we are getting here is 10 over 13, right? Okay, here we have another activity. Now in this case, mixed fraction, these fractions are given, and what type of these fractions are? These are the mixed fractions, right? Now we have to separate the fractional part and the whole number. So remember I told you, so whenever you are having a third value, additional value besides your fraction, so this is giving you a mixed fraction, right? And this third value, additional value, this is called your whole number. So your whole is 5 and the fractional part is 3 over 7. In the second example, 4 whole 1 over 6. So whole value is 4 and the fractional part is 1 upon 6, right? Okay, moving on to the next question, how to identify mixed fraction using figures. Now how we are going to solve it when we are having certain questions in the form of a diagram. Now see, so keep in mind the concept of part of a whole, right? Now this is a one circle that has been divided into 4 equal parts, right? So total number of slices are 4, and how many of them are colored? So all of them are colored in a green color, right? So this is giving you a 4 over 4, right? Okay, let me write it a little bit small. So this is 4 over 4. Okay, moving on to the second thing. So this is also giving us the total number of slices are 4, and how many are in green color? All of them. Now in this case, total number of slices are 4, and how many of them are in a green color? Just 1, right? Now this is, if you divide both of these two numbers, 4 divided by 4 will give you what? So this will give you 1, and over here 4 over 4 will also give us 1, and this will remain as it is, which is 1 over 4. Now all you need to do is to add all of these numbers. So now see, 1 plus 1 is 2, right? Since there are how many circles? There are 2 circles. So there are 2 circles, and the third circle is not completely filled with the green color. So how much portion of that circle is colored? This is 1 slice is colored out of 4 slices, right? So the fraction we are getting after solving this diagrammatic question is 2 whole, it means 2 complete circles, and 1/4 of the third circle has been colored, right? So this is giving us a fraction 2 whole 1/4, or 2 whole 1 over 4, right? Okay, moving on to the next question. So this is a complete circle. So total number of slices are 2, and how many of them in blue color? 2. So this is also 2 over 2, and this is also 2 over 2, which will give us a 1. 2 over 2 is 1, 2 over 2 is 1, 2 over 2 is 1. So in this case, total number of slices are 2. How many of them in a blue color? 1. So this is a fractional part. Now simply add all of them. So there are 3 circles, 1 plus 1 plus 1, that has been completely colored, and there is 1 circle that is half colored. So the fraction we are getting is 3 whole 1 over 2, right? Okay, so here comes to an end of our today's lesson. So see you in the next section. Good luck.